Hi, today I want to speak about my 5th month as an entrepreneur. Since I started my own business in February 2019, I have started to take a video every month to reflect back on all of the things that have happened across the month and record my own learnings and challenges that I have encountered over the time. So today I want to speak about my 5th month as an entrepreneur, which was the month of June this year. And the month of June was extremely busy for me. It was an extremely busy period of time because I started to record my own 8-week online coaching program in the month of May. So I actually recruited 10 early testers for the program that went through the program live with me together. And so every week I had to prepare the next module of the program and then sit down and record the video, talk to my early testers and do a Q&A video for them. So that was one of the things that I did in the month of June because I recorded module 5 to 8, so the next 4 and final modules of the program. And at the same time, that was not everything, because besides obviously preparing all of the content and then every Wednesday per week sitting down to record the video and talk to my testers, I was also starting to work with a designer company in Germany in order to start building my workbook. And I have the final version today in my hands, which is so beautiful. And we basically put together 200 pages of content, exercises, coaching tips, affirmations, stress management tips in a 200-page workbook that comes with the 8-week online program. And what I had to do in the month of June was to work with my designers to get all of the pages designed. And so that took a lot of time, as you can imagine. 200 pages, they needed a lot of my input, of course, as well, my feedback on all of the things that they created. So I was in almost daily touch with them in order to get everything done until the end of June. At the same time, I also traveled a ton in the month of June. So May was kind of a slow month for me, but in the month of June, I was traveling really a lot, which is always extremely tiring. And on top of all of the things that I was already taking care of, that was, of course, just an additional thing to do. So where did I go? Mid-June, I went to San Francisco to meet with my videographer and photographer, Macarena de Noia. She's amazing. She's a really good friend of mine. And she lives and is from Argentina, but I was really lucky that in the month of June, she was traveling to San Francisco anyway. So we met up in order to take the tutorial video, the promo video for the 8-week online coaching program, which I, of course, also had to prepare. I had to study and learn it by heart in order to make sure that when I'm sitting in front of the video, that I know what I'm talking about. And we also took a lot of pictures for my different social media channels and for my website, of course, as well, and for the 8-week online coaching program workbook as well. So that was a really fun time. I always love working with her, and we were in San Francisco. We had a beautiful day and we got a lot of beautiful images and videos taken. So that's always a really fun process. And then obviously we took a little bit of time to catch up as well. And then I got booked by Uber Eats for a roadshow in 3 different offices in order to train 200 employees on stress management. And I started that roadshow mid-June in San Francisco. So after working together with Macarena over the weekend, and I then went in to the office in San Francisco at the Uber Eats headquarters and trained, I think, between 80 and 100 people on stress management. So that was really fun and obviously always a little bit stressful because it was a completely new company for me for the first time that I trained on stress management. And it's always obviously a little bit exciting for me to see how they are going to respond to the content, to the material, and of course to the facilitator. So that was really fun. So on the same day, I drove back home to my hometown in Tahoe City. And then the next morning I flew out to San Diego, where I attended a 6-day intensive advanced coaching program from my coaching school, Life Purpose Institute. And we had I think actually it was a 5-day intensive training. So it was from Wednesday to Sunday. And we literally had classes from 9 to 7 o'clock every day, learning a lot of new tools and techniques on how to coach people. And it was a lot of fun. I met an incredible, amazing crowd of really powerful, inspiring women. But at the same time, as you can imagine, it was obviously really tiring. You're listening and you're being attentive all day long for 12 hours or 10 hours a day. And so yeah, that was just a lot. So when I got back to my hometown, I had only 3 days to unwind and relax a little bit before I flew to the next city for the Uber Eats Roadshow to Miami. And I literally flew 24 hours. I think it took me around 12 hours to go there, and then 12 to 16 hours to go back, because I had a couple of delays with my flights, to give the Uber Eats team in Miami a training for 2 hours. And so yeah, as you can imagine, that was really a lot. And at the same time, I was doing my modules, I was working on the workbook with my designers. So it was just a really intense month with a lot of things to do. But at the end of the month, I literally put everything together. So my workbook came together. I finalized all of my online coaching modules, and I also decided on an online platform where I wanted to host my online coaching program. So that was also obviously, a time of investigation and looking at what is the best module, what is the best online portal that I can use. And at the same time, I also had to start building my website. So really a lot of different things that happened in the month of June. And I definitely have to say that I was pretty stressed out in the month of June because of all of the things that happened, all of exciting and really great things, but at the same time, really, really often we all, and I am including myself in that, we are starting to neglect ourselves when our external lives are getting too busy. So I was suffering a little bit from back pain. I have an old back pain injury that came back up again and was really intense when I was traveling to San Diego. So that wasn't a lot of fun. I felt pretty stressed, just putting pressure on myself, which is usually always the case, right? We're always putting pressure on ourselves to get everything done, because I just put a deadline in my own head where I wanted to launch the 8-week online coaching program. And I was definitely on the edge a lot. So I had a couple of conflicts with my fiance, with some friends. So there was a lot of stuff going on a personal level for me as well. And I always feel like this is happening when my external world is already kind of crazy. So that was a really huge learning for me, that I have to take care of myself. And I obviously know that I'm a stress management coach, and I'm teaching that and training people on that on a daily basis. So bringing it back and in experiencing those challenges myself, it's just a sign that I'm a human being as well. And there's a reason of why I'm teaching stress management, because we are all struggling with that on a day-to-day basis. And we have weeks where we are better at it, and then we have weeks where we are challenged. So the month of June was a huge challenge for me. And at the end of every month, I'm actually sitting down to reflect on all of the things that happened in a written way. So I have a journal, and so I'm writing down all of the things that I'm grateful for, all of the things that I learned, all of the things that I did during that month, and then also the challenges that I had, and what I want to do going into the next month. And that has been a really powerful exercise for me, because not only do I see all of the things that I achieved, stressing myself out about things that I'm really worried about, but at the end of the day, I always get to achieve all of the things that I set myself to do, because I'm an extremely ambitious person, and I'm organized and I'm structured and I know what I have to do. But at the same time, again, I had to reflect upon myself at the end of the month of June, and had to be honest with myself that it was maybe a little bit too much, and maybe I could have done it in a better way. So that was a really great learning for me for the month of June. But at the same time, obviously, all of the things that happened were amazing. I was traveling, I met a lot of interesting people, I was successful, and there's nothing I can say about how extremely gratifying it is to do that on your own and on my own, for my own company. So that was the month of June, and I hope that you're taking a couple of things away from these videos as well. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're probably not perfect. We are getting, life is a constant ebb and flow of challenges and things that are going on in our lives. And sometimes we have a really good period where we are, really well in juggling both and having a great balance between work and life. And sometimes one is taking over a little bit. But I think what is really important is that we are always honest with ourselves and that we are constantly aware of what is going on, and, being honest with ourselves to say, hey, today was not really great and let's try better tomorrow, because that's all we can do. And it's totally okay that we are having bad days and that sometimes we feel like we're not doing the right things. So I just want to encourage you to keep going and to do what you're doing, because it's beautiful and you have a mission and you have a vision, and it is really important that you don't give up, because time is passing anyway, life is going by anyway, so why not do something that you're extremely passionate about? So thank you so much for watching this video today. With gratitude, Julia.